We have made progress in the area of divesting non-core assets, and Khazanah alone has, over the course of the last 9 months, divested significant stakes in Tenaga Nasional, Malaysia Airports, and PLAS for the purpose of increasing the liquidity of these counters. But more such progress in this area must be made. We will be pursuing further such divestments of non-core and non-competitive assets that operate in areas where new strategic shareholders have the potential to enhance the creation of value as compared to them being left within the government stable. Of course, we must ensure that any such divestment stand up to rigorous checks to ensure that they are in the public interest. We will be vigilant in ensuring that transfer of GLC assets into the private sector does not compromise our goals for public sector reform and delivery, or lead to asset stripping that runs counter to the public interest. For a predetermined period of time, this may include the retention of key management and the prevention of involuntary staff layoffs. Equally, I recognize the importance of reviewing existing tariffs and incentives available to GLCs if we are to attract private sector investment, and I propose that such reviews are taken up at the cabinet level. With clear guidelines and strategic principles in place, I can say that the journey on GLC transformation continues to maintain its momentum. And I can go further today with the announcement that Khazanah has resolved to divest its controlling 32% stake in Post Malaysia through a 2-stage strategic divestment process. To promote higher levels of economic investment, expansion, and growth, several parcels of land in Jalan Stoner, Jalan Ampang, Jalan Litkol, Kuala Lumpur, have been identified to be tendered out and developed by the private sector. This asset, if not developed, will be wasteful, and the government will incur costs of maintaining it. This initiative will be a good kickoff for more outright sale and joint ventures between the public and private sectors in land development. In this regard, I would like to inform you that the Government of Malaysia and the EPF will form a joint venture to promote the development of 3,000 acres of land in Sungai Buloh into a new hub for the Klang Valley. This will lead to over 5 billion ringgit of new investment being made that will have an immediate effect on domestic growth with an enormous potential for the private sector to participate in it prominently. I can also share with you today that we will gradually reduce public sector involvement in activities that compete directly with the private sector. We have begun a review of a number of companies under the Minister of Finance Incorporated and other agencies that I can inform you that we are considering privatization measures related to Percetakan Nasional Malaysia Berhad, CTRM Aero Composite Senam Berhad, 9 Bio Senam Berhad, Inno Bio Senam Berhad, and with more companies under consideration. In addition, Petronas has already identified 2 sizable subsidiaries with good track records to be listed this year. These initiatives have the goal to reduce the government presence directly or indirectly in business activities that are best carried out by the private sector, and a clear signal of our commitment to promoting competition in the economy, risk-taking, and long-term economic growth that benefits all Malaysians. As I have stressed today, we cannot afford to slip back to the status quo. The challenge that stands before us requires an urgent need to review the way things are being done. Institutions, approaches, and systems that have worked well in the past may need to be altered to suit the changing global landscape. The announcements I've made today on new divestment, public and private partnerships, and the renewal of government processes to spark growth are a clear sign of our commitment to reform and position our country, our workforce, our companies, and our future generations for the challenges of a competitive global economy.